Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. This is Shabana Osman continuing with the relationship series. In the previous series, I've explained to you that in relationship, one of the most critical angle of a relationship is yourself, because how you are, how you can handle yourself means that's how your relationship will be. Now, the last time when I did the video, I explained to you about self-worth and I defined to you self-worth. Self-worth is how good you feel about yourself. Let me repeat myself, how good you feel about yourself. And I explained to you how we live our lives. We actually based how we feel based on our competence, our ability, how we work, what careers we have, how our marriages are, how our parenting is, how everyone looks at us, how I dress up, how everyone perceives me. Am I pretty? Am I not pretty? So many different angles of it all bring out what? How I feel. And that is all based on your abilities or your outlook. And that is how we actually, when, like I said previously, bringing up our children, and that's how we live our lives. But why is this important? Why is your self-worth important for you? Because when you gauge your self-worth based on your abilities, then what happens? Now, when you go through a trial in your life, when things are not going as well as you hoped, maybe in your marriage, for example, your husband and you are not seeing things eye to eye, you are ending up having arguments between yourselves. What do you end up doing? You do not want those arguments. Why? Because it makes you not feel so good. And at the end of the day, what happens? You end up either submitting, not talking your thoughts out, and no reconciliation is reached or no agreements are reached between you and your spouse. The same happens with your parenting. Your children start being disobedient and you are having issues with discipline, and because now you are looking at it from a perspective of I failed, I am not a good parent, and what ends up happening, you don't realize that that's the reality of how life will be, and now you sink into maybe I'm not doing enough, maybe I need to improve my skills, and you now think of more and more skills to improve in your marriage, in your work, in your parenting, and in all aspects of your relationship. And why? Because you want to feel good. So let me tell you, the reality of life is, and that's what the Quran tells us, that the Quran tells us that you will have, ups and downs. The circle of life is there will be a good time and there will be a bad time. A circle is never complete. A circle has to go full circle. And that means there will be good times and there will be bad times. And I'll give you an example from the Quran. In Surah Al Imran, ayah 140, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consoles the Sahabas when they lost the battle of Uhud. And He reminds them that Allah alternates victory and defeat. So you will be victorious today, you will be defeated tomorrow. And that's exactly what was going on with them. They had won the battle of Badr, but they lost the battle of Uhud and they were feeling down. So Allah basically guides them and shows them how He alternates the victory and the losses. So in your life, the same thing will happen. You won't have that rosy marriage all the time. You won't have that rosy parenting skills that you want. Not all the time will everyone agree with you. But the reality of it is you taking anything that goes negative as you are not worth it anymore. And that is where your problems start, because you are identifying your worth from your competence rather than from yourself. And I will define for you once again what self-worth is. It's how you feel about yourself. So that is how you need to discover. You need to discover how you feel and why do you feel it. And that all comes from how you will manage your mind, how you will manage your emotions, how you will then learn to manage your relationships, and how you will learn to manage everything that goes up and down in your life. Because what we end up doing, the minute we have pain, and this I have discussed before, you end up going to self-sabotage, you go to escapism, you go to different things that basically will not help you. Or alternatively, you now go into a mode where you strive even harder. And that's more common with especially high achievers. You feel something is not working, you basically end up doing the same thing all over again. So I need you to enroll for the program so that we can help you manage yourself better. Assalamu alaikum.